What's up, Internet? It is time for something a little different. I'm actually taking a break from a big Let's Play thing I've been doing, which will now no longer come out because of numerous copyright flags, because YouTube's automated copyright system is a fantastic little thing. But the deal here is, apparently modding out an N64 to be region-free is so stupidly easy a 2-year-old could do it. You know, provided they had, like, supervision so they didn't dremel their eyes out. Seriously, it takes 10 minutes, and, I mean, I could do it, so, you know, how hard could it be? But I had to get a game for my new, supposedly region-free N64. So I grabbed a couple, and we're just going to go through it and see what these games are about. It's going to be kind of sort of in a similar vein to that one Japanese PSN video I made way back when, and if you haven't seen that, go check that out, because there's some neat stuff there. But let's get started with game number 1. Now, game number 1's pretty interesting because it's the only one that isn't a import exclusive. This is a game everyone should know. It's Diddy Kong Racing, which is, of course, like, the greatest kart racer of all time. With maybe the exception of Double Dash on the GameCube, which I have to find a copy of at some point. But, first thing you should note, whoever owned this game prior, and everyone else who's ever played this game before I had it, are all terrible, because there's an extra character that once you unlock is permanently unlocked, but he's not currently unlocked. Also note, this is a pre-Banjo-Kazooie Banjo and a pre-Conker's Pocket Tales Conker. Also, fun fact, the entire story has to do with this tiger, and yet it's Diddy's game. Figure that one out. I'm gonna be Conker, because why not? All the games I've got have pre-made save files. There are 2 that I've actually made a save file on, so, although we'll only explore one of them. But I'm not going to make new save files for this. It's just really testing them out and seeing what they're all about. And this is just to make sure that this works, which clearly it does. So now we're just going to play some Diddy's Racing. Despite it not being Diddy's Racing, because it was the Tigers Racing game. Seriously, read the back of the box. It's totally the Tigers Racing game. So the Japanese version of this has a total of, like, 2 differences. First of all, there's menus that are in Japanese, as well as Japanese subtitles, which aren't in the English version, obviously. But in one of the later levels, there's a polygon that's missing one side of it, which can unlock a massive shortcut that was not intended. Aside from that, it is literally the same game. Ah, that's the shoot missiles button. Awesome. And if you've ever played this game, you know that pretty much every track and every song in it is iconic. This game is fantastic, and I'm gonna have a lot of fun just playing through this game again. But there's very little difference between the versions, and you're probably asking why I specifically got a Japanese copy. Well, here's the reason, and behold my genius here, but a Japanese copy is pretty much identical except for those changes, but it's also significantly less expensive. A North American copy is like $30 to $50. This game cost me all of 27 cents. So I think I spent my money wisely here. It's inexpensive to get a Japanese copy, and really, it's identical. I guess if you want the best scores, this one's ideal because it does have that, like, unintended missing polygon side that'll give you an unintended shortcut, so I guess that'll give you a better high score in terms of speed. But it's just a really solid racing game. You'll notice these bananas. If you've never played this game, bananas are useful because they're not used to spend for anything, but each one you pick up gives you a 10% speed boost up to 10 bananas, so it's important to grab those. But what also makes this game so cool is there's not just cars. And I came in second, because I'm the worst at driving things ever. Also, Conker's the worst character. Actually, he's not. The Mouse is the worst character, but I don't think I've ever been good with Conquer. And this is the one problem with Japanese games. Say, if you can't read the menus, you're a little bit in trouble. So we'll do one more race, and then we'll skip to the next game. But yes, it's a Kazooie-less Banjo, which is weird. Also, he looks different. I want to say this was the first game to ever use like the soft skin. What's the term? I think it's, yeah, so there's a plane, there's a hover car, there's a car. The hovercraft is like the worst thing ever, but I think this used like the soft skin texture mapping where essentially they would take a texture and basically layer it over the polygons as opposed to having just differently colored polygons and stuff. So this was really like the first truly texture and like actual like graphics being part of the actual polygons as opposed to different individual polygons or sprites or anything, which is kind of a neat concept. I think this was the first game that did it. I remember reading an article saying it was, so I'm trusting that to be right, but yeah, if you've ever played this game, you know that every song in this game is basically iconic. Oh, I can do that. Isn't that fantastic? Oh, someone else took a plane. Or maybe they all did. I don't know if you can select a different vehicle than your opponents. I just know that the default on this level is a car. You don't get the plane till later, if I recall. But, it's really kind of interesting to see Banjo before Banjo-Kazooie. And it's kind of frightening to see that this was like a premonition of that bad Banjo, like, Lego car game. That game was awful. And it completely defeated the purpose of that game, because, you couldn't even use your pre-made, special custom creations outside of, like, predetermined areas, which defeats the purpose. Anyway, that's the end of our first game. I'll be back in a second with the other ones. And now we go to a game you do know to a game you think you know. Now, I know what you're probably saying. This looks like Pokemon Stadium. And the name Pocket Monster Stadium indicates that it's probably Pokemon Stadium. Well, that's kind of right, but you're only halfway there. This is actually a completely different game than the game you're thinking of. This is sort of like the prequel. There was actually 3 of these games. And this was the very first one. Never came out in North America. And one of the most interesting things is it doesn't actually have all the Pokemon. I want to say this game has something like 37 of the 151 original Pokemon. We'll take Nidoking because he's the best. But it's basically just all the final evolutions and a few of the legendaries. I don't even think it has all the final evolutions. Like, I'm pretty sure there's no Omastar. I'm pretty sure there's no Kabutops. I want to say there's also no... There's no Pidgeot, and I can't believe I blanked on its name, considering it's one of my favorite monsters. But, it's just kind of weird. I have no idea what we'll give this guy. We'll give this guy all these things. And then it can pick what it wants. But it's just kind of weird that Pokemon Stadium as you know it is not the starting point for Pokemon Stadium. It's actually the second one. And that there's one that's basically identical except has less stuff in it. And I think that'll be my team. So we'll go through one fight here. Because I think we all know what Pokemon Stadium is. And we'll go with one of my favorite monsters, Nidoking. Against Beedrill. This could be unfavorable for me. Let's see. What can I use? I will use that. This is not the first time I've had to play a Pokemon game not in my native language. My Pokemon Silver is in Italian. So, And that's a weird story I don't think I've ever told, so I might as well right now, but, once, like, 10 years or so ago, I was playing Pokemon Silver. I got really into it again, because it's one of the best ones, of course. And, my grandparents were out of the country. They were vacationing in Italy. And then one day, while they were on vacation, while I was playing Pokemon Silver, the next day it was just sort of gone. Like, it just wasn't in my GameCube anymore. Like, it just disappeared. And that was really unfortunate, because that I'd had since, well, Pokemon Silver came out. It was a big deal for me. So, my grandparents come back, and they got me something very special. In this little envelope, they say was something that they found in a bus seat. It was a copy of Pokemon Silver in Italian. But here's the kicker, and I've never heard of this ever happening ever, but it had a character, and like all the stats and everything matched my English copy that I lost. Never found my English copy, but now I've got a silver one that apparently some weird one-for-one direct doppelganger of me had. That's just in Italian. So, weird things happen, I guess, is my point. But, that's my weird Pokemon Silver story that I don't think I've ever told, but I'm quite fond of it. Also, credit to the English Pokemon Stadium announcer guy, because, I mean, clearly he was trying to match the energy of the Japanese guy that I'm talking over right now, but let's just be honest here. That guy just went insane whenever you got a critical hit or whatever in Pokemon Stadium. Like, it's been years since I played the English Pokemon Stadium, but, I remember Pokemon Stadium announcer guy. That guy was super into it. So, credits to you, Pokemon Stadium announcer guy. You guys, or you rock guy, or something. Words are hard. This is why I edit myself. I'm not good at talking. I honestly, before I started doing these videos, I could easily get by on 5 words a day. Like, I'm a shut-in. I don't talk to people. People terrify the hell out of me because I'm so prone to anxiety attacks around them. But, I think making videos has helped a little bit with my talking. At least a little bit. But, Pokemon I see how it is. Nidoking versus Nidoqueen. Fine. We all know Nidoking's way better anyway, because he's purple and awesome. And also one of the best monsters. And also that. I guess I can talk about that since it's not going to work. I was recently doing it was one of my summer projects, one of 2 summer projects I was doing for the channel. Both of which have to get canned now, which sucks, but I was doing a Let's Play of a multi-card I recently got. I was super excited about it, and after 6 episodes I finally got hit by copyright flags. I got hit by like 12 of them, and it was like... And some of them were from entities I didn't even realize existed, so thanks a lot to giant amounts of anti-shoutouts to Nintendo of Germany, which is apparently a thing, for hitting me with a copyright claim. That Nintendo, that YouTube automatic flagging system sucks. And it just ruins everything. In fact, I had to like make a 10-minute video just of like the intros to all these games just to make sure they wouldn't get flagged, because I didn't want to waste my time. Because I've done that on so many things. Like, I've worked hours on a project and ultimately gotten hit by a copyright claim, which just means, oh, you can't put it up, or else you get called a thief and stuff. It's like, great. That was totally worth all my work. Yeah, so anti-shoutouts to YouTube's copyright flagging system. And that's Pokemon Stadium. -1, I guess, as it would be in English. Yeah, poor Nidoking. Took one for the team, but kicked his ass. Anyway, I'll be back with the next game of Amazing Mystery. And now we come from Pokemon Stadium to a game that would be described very similarly to Pokemon Stadium. This is Robot Ponkats 64, or Robopon 64. It's from a fairly obscure, kind of like monster taming RPG, where you collect monsters and have them fight each other. Before we begin, there's a little bit of an interesting back note to this game, and that is, the entire series did the same thing Pokemon does, where each version has multiple variations which are virtually identical to each other. Like the original Game Boy Color Robopon had like, I want to say like 4 versions, and only one ever came out in North America, of course. And then the Game Boy Advance had 2 versions that both came out here that I'm still trying to find. But the N64 one, I guess it wasn't economically viable to do that. So what they did was, each cartridge has 2 save files, and each one behaves like a different version. So you've got this foofy character here, and this kid who I've chosen to play as because I like his starting robot. And they play like different versions of the same game, which is kind of an interesting way to save on production costs. Anyway, this is our character, this is our friend, I guess, this is one of our robots. He looks like something. Where's our good robot? Because there's other things to do other than fight in this game. There's Dr. Light or whatever. Random Sumo, there's my robot. I like this guy, he's kind of awesome. But those 2 bars at the bottom are his hunger and his sanitary levels, so you can tell him to go eat something or go take a shower. At the top of the screen you can see 3 numbers, and that means that each robot can take 3 actions a day. After that they can't do anything, so if you tell them to go take a shower, you've taken away 1 action. But what we're going to do is we're going to spend our last coin on the arcade. And taking your robot and digitizing him into the arcade is basically how you functionally raise stats and train them outside of combat. You can do it inside combat too, which is pretty cool. But each one of these is a different event. This one seems to be the easiest for me, which raises attack, so that's good. But they all play very differently, which is really neat. And to raise attack, what we have to do is play Missile Command. And not get hit by the missiles, and not let our giant dolphin sub get hit by missiles either. So we must protect the dolphin sub at all costs, and also raise 40 points worth of damage to missiles. I don't know if there's a time limit on this or not. I know you can't get hit, and I think the boat can take 2 hits from missiles, I want to say. Whoa! I don't want to get hit. But we are slowly working our way to making our robot more powerful, and we managed to meet the quota. Yay for us! So our robot, who I have no idea what they're named, is now slightly stronger. Yep, stats have risen by 8 points, I think it said. And that white guy kind of reminds me of that one Metroid Fusion boss that showed up in Other M. Ugh. With the melting face. Like, the one really memorable thing that that game borrowed. That game was awful, Other M. So now we've got our dolphin ship and we can go sail around. Let's see if we can fight someone here. And just show the combat engine off a little bit. And I guess we're going to fight this pink-haired guy, because why not? Let's rock. So these are our robots. This is my go-to robot, so he's going to headline for us. And the bar at the bottom is like your speed. So once you fill it up, you can attack. And I don't know what the hit-miss rate is. I don't think your ability to move around the battlefield actually affects anything, so I don't know why that's included. It just seems like busy work, but basically you just run around, you wait for your ability to attack. Now they're going to attack me because their bar filled up faster. And basically, no, it missed. So basically we just select an attack. So, I don't know what that is. That's never happened before. I've never had a guy drop from the ceiling and drop something. I'm now very suddenly reminded of Samurai Showdown. Mine! Now eat my special fireball attack. Which is still throwing my fists, but now they're on fire, I guess. And that's how strong I am. With my awesome robot of Win. Not a bad little game. Not a bad little game. And the N64 could certainly use a lot more RPGs. But now we've raised our stats more, and we get to continue with our journey. And go raise more robots, clean our rooms so that mice don't infest and eat our robots, because that's the thing that does happen, and tell our robots to go take baths. But, overall it's a pretty good game, and I think that means I claim this territory as my own. Which is nice. But now that we're back to the open ocean, I think you kind of get the idea of what this game's about, at least a little bit. And we'll move on to the next game, which will share a similar theme. So yay for more robot games. This was actually the first game I ever bought for my modded out N64. Custom Robot V2, or Custom Robo V2 rather. Actually, I didn't even know this game existed. I wanted the original, and it turns out there was a sequel, which I've already made a file on as well. But they're virtually identical, so we're only going to do this one, and the biggest difference is, while they're pretty much identical, this one plays better in every way, shape, or form. It's just faster. I think we're still in the tutorial fights, so let's just tutorial fight it. This is our opponent. It's kind of interesting to look at the robots as well, because the first one, let's see if I can get a glimpse of my robot. That's not my robot. That's my robot. Still looks pretty human. If you played the Japanese, the GameCube Custom Robo, you'll notice that they looked really metallic and stuff. Well, when they started out, they were just super cartoony humanoids with gear strapped to them. And this is slowly transitioning between the 2 points, where it's starting to look a little bit more mech-like, but still kind of human as well. So they kind of got further away from human looks. The biggest interesting difference that I've noticed in this game versus the original, though, is, well, aside from the fact that this game just plays better in every way, is you can customize your robot in this game, of course, but you can't customize your robot type, so you're still stuck with the same generic robot no matter what. You just get to trade out their weapons, which, I mean, that's pretty lame. Like, honestly, I'd like to try messing with different robot body types and looks and stuff, and you don't seem to be able to do that in the very first game, which is why I think this one gets my closer to my recommendation. Of course, you only really need one of the two, and like I said, this one basically is everything the first game is, but done better. And this game's just flat out awesome. Whoop, I don't want to get hit by that. Crap. Let's see, what else can I talk about? Oh, like I said, I had a second summer project planned. It was a review. It was going to be my end of summer review of a Super Famicom game I played this summer that I had a ton of fun with, but unfortunately, as of a couple days ago, my Retron 5's Super Nintendo port has died. And what's more fun is the people who made it have lost my registry for it, so they will not repair it. So basically I've got to find another one for sale, and they're not cheap and I can't afford it, so I might have to hold off on Super Nintendo reviews for a while. Unless I can think of something, which... that really, really sucks, because I was having a lot of fun with that game and I really wanted to talk about it. But, I don't know, maybe I'll review Custom Robo 1 in a few weeks or something. But it just sucks that I had so many cool plans for this summer for reviews and stuff, and I just... every bit of it fell through because of copyright claims or because of equipment failure, and it's just a giant mess of stuff that's not working, and it sucks. We'll do one more fight. Because that was pretty quick, I think. Yeah, press other buttons to do other stuff. I want to point out the opening scene for this and tutorial are identical between the two games, the biggest difference being your character now has a sideways baseball hat. Also, I just want to hold this for a second, because I don't think I can rotate the camera in this. Take a look at that hat. That hat blinks. Not only does it blinks in unison with the robot underneath. That's awesome. I think that's neat. But we're just shooting up robots and stuff. I played the GameCube one once. I wasn't wildly blown away. I'm gonna have to go back and try and find a copy of that and play it again. Just to see how I stand with it, because I've been enjoying this. I'd say this is kind of a must-have for the system. Whoa! think I gotta stick to the air on this one, which is what it was trying to tell me, I guess. Oh crap, that's bad. Haha, oh shit. That's not good. I do like that I can kind of juggle them though, that's kind of neat. And yes, your bombs do hurt yourself apparently. And my little tracing guys don't seem to do jack. Anyway, that's Custom Robo, similar to the original Custom Robo. Worthwhile pickup, I think. And after we save here in a sec, we'll move on to our second last game. Okay, now, I meant to play another game, but, well, that was basically a train wreck, so I'm cutting it. Anyway, this is Dobutsu no Mori Animal Force, the original Animal Crossing on N64. Probably the game I'm most excited to have. Now, I could very, very easily make my own town, and that's not the proper date, but okay. But, I mean, let's just be honest. It'd be more interesting to snoop and see who owned this game originally, or at least before me. See what this person was all about, and go through all their stuff. So, let's do just that, and figure out who this person was. They lived in the top right house. They are bastards. Let's just make one quick thing clear about Animal Crossing. Top left house is best house. Top right house is garbage. Bottom right house is kinda sorta acceptable if you don't mind living in the equivalent of a cardboard box, and you might as well sleep outside if you pick the bottom left house. But, let's see what sort of stuff this guy had. He's very much into theming. Okay, we got Famicom carts. Now, if I understand my Famicom carts as well as my understanding of Animal Crossing, I want to say these two are golf and balloon fight. Let's see how good I am at my own job of knowing games. Badass. Okay, that's golf. Let's see what the other one is. I'm betting balloon fight. Oh, I hope it's balloon fight. I love balloon fight. I want to play it now. Please be balloon fight. I am awesome. Balloon trip. Oh, balloon fight's awesome. I want to say this was designed by Satoru Iwata himself, so... This is my late in memoriam thing, I guess, but, he made a badass Joust style game. I like this game a lot more than I actually like Joust. I don't even like Joust all that much, but this game's cool. And Balloon Trip's a ton of fun. And it spawned a sequel that was literally just the Balloon Trip mode, which then spawned a Hello Kitty skin of that game on the Famicom. Which I gotta track down a copy of at some point, but this game's really neat. It's balloon fight, it's flying around in a balloon. And we're dead. Really good music, though. No taste in clothes. Let's see what you have in your inventory. You've got jack all. You've got some money. That's cool. Yeah, that was... I guess we should talk about it while we're here. There were a lot of differences between this and the GameCube version. First of all, shelves can only hold one item. Music players can only hold one track. The events are completely different because, of course, they had to rewrite the events to make sense in the context of a North American audience. But what's interesting is this version has, like, no special event items. Like, if you go and rescue Gulliver on the beach when he drowns, he won't offer you anything unique. He'll offer you regular stuff. Huh, someone actually paid off their house. I think there's only one floor to your houses. Like, I'm pretty sure all these are one floors. Like, let's just explore this. But what's really neat about Animal Crossing, the GameCube version, no hygiene between these people anyway. Same Famicom carts. I'm guessing they were friends or family or something, so they swapped everything. the neat thing about the GameCube one was, while it was a really extensive regionalization, it was still relatively, for a GameCube game, a very small game, and was basically just a straight port of this, just with some regional fixes and a lot of additional content, but net, it didn't increase the size of the game all that much. So much so that after the initial booting, like once you put the game in and it loads up, you could take it directly out of your GameCube, and you could play it fine, without any issues, because there's no information streaming off the disc. Like, you can even reset the disc. That's not the run button, that's the run button. But, yeah, that's Olivia. But, yeah, you can play the GameCube game after it loads without ever actually, having it in your GameCube, which is a neat thing. And it's just because it's so small it can fit in the GameCube's RAM. So, that's your technical specs information factoid about the GameCube and Animal Crossing for the day. But, it seems to be nighttime. And of course, in Animal Crossing, nighttime means you can't really get much done. Ooh, Ninja Bunny. Hello, Ninja Bunny. I don't remember half these characters' names. Mainly because I only stuck with my favorite animals. Pierce the Blue Eagle and Pearl the... I want to say it was Calico. I don't know my cat appearance styles. But I believe she's a calico cat. And those are my two favorites. That's... I want to say her name is Pinky or something very obvious. Hit stuff with shovel. But, I like the original Animal Crossing. I like the top-down look as opposed to the weird third-person rolling pin look of, like, modern Animal Crossing games. That I don't like at all, and there isn't one that's a top-down Animal Crossing aside from the first one. Patty. She was in my Animal Crossing GameCube village, and I hate her. Okay, this is a random thing, but, Call to Arms, anyone who can find a video of this, let me know, but, I remember very early DS, like, promo beta footage, and it was like a compilation of a bunch of games, but, one of them showed some Animal Crossing where it was a sector-by-sector game, but it was like third-person, so it was like... And you could see like walls outlining each sector and stuff, so it was like each one was like surrounded by mountains and stuff. If anyone can find footage of that, I'd love to see that again. Also, while I'm making absurd orders of just random people, if anyone can find a website that aggregates really bad fake cheats from games in the 90s, let me know, because I've been looking for stuff like that for ages. Like, all the blatantly insane ways to catch Mew in Pokemon, or play as Luigi in Mario 64, or play as Chrono in Final Fantasy VI, or play as Locke in Chrono Trigger. Like, there was just tons of them, and I loved reading up on them just because of how insane they were. I've been through this house already. I've been through all the houses. Anyway, this is Animal Crossing. This is probably the GameCube game, or GameCube, the N64 game I was excited about the most, because honestly, it's Animal Crossing on the N64. How are you not jazzed about this? This game is so cool. Yeah, it's kind of a bad showing. I'm pretty sure the North American version didn't have that giant T on the post office. I wonder if Phyllis is working tonight. Let's go see. I don't like Phyllis. She's kind of a jerk. Yep. Hey, Phyllis. You probably can't understand me. But, you're a jerk. Run away. Ooh, a thing. What thing is this? Was it a t-shirt? That's a much better shirt. It's not even a good shirt, but it's much better. Someone was chucking their tools in the garbage. Ooh, buried stuff. Buried treasure. Now I'm excited. We got a thing. Let's check it out. It's another shirt. Let's test it out. The bear shirt. Yeah! Bear shirt. It's watching you. Watching you sleep. Watching you poop. It's the bear shirt. One of my favorite shirts in the original Animal Crossing was the one I started with. I think it was called the Future shirt, or like the Future Optical shirt or something like that. You can see it in the opening. It's like the yellow one with the circle in the middle. I like that one a lot. And also the standard Nook employee outfit. That's the Nebula shirt. It's ugly. And it doesn't watch you poop. The number 5 shirt, I'm guessing. Mainly because I read that. I'd be very embarrassed if it wasn't. I wonder if this game still has that trick where you can, Yup. Still has that trick. Let's see if we can move the... Yeah, that's not a bad background, the Nebula shirt. I like the Nook's Cranny shirt. If I'm not wearing it, I wear it as, like, the background of my inventory. Just to remember when that one raccoon basically forced me into slavery. To pay off a crappy cardboard box house. What the hell shirt is this? Okay, I've got a perfect collection in GameCube Animal Crossing. I don't remember this shirt. Maybe it was removed. Of course, it's all Spin First, but I played it GameCube Animal Crossing. I should do that again. I had a plan for an entire video series about that, actually, but Nintendo, as I understand, is really stringent about Animal Crossing, which is kind of why I'm surprised that this version didn't get hit by a copyright strike when I made a, well, again, while I made my test video about it. Let's make the background flames. So that looks cool. Yeah! Flamey background. And that was our magical treasure hunt of finding a better shirt. Hello. I want to say your name was Tank? I don't remember. I don't really think I ever got any, I have no idea who this guy is. I think Japanese Animal Forest had an additional 2 or 3 villagers you couldn't get in the English one as well. There's a bunch of different version differences, and I don't know, maybe if I can get footage of GameCube Animal Crossing, maybe I'll make a comparison video or something. Do I have a fishing rod? I do. Let's fish for something. Ooh, no. Digging that up first, then fishing. Welcome to Animal Crossing. This is what me playing Animal Crossing is like. It's immediately let's get distracted. Gyroid. Must test gyroid. There's a train. Honk honk. This is what this video is going to devolve into. It's just me playing Animal Crossing for like the entirety of it, isn't it? Because I wanted to make just like a 5 minutes on everything, but it's one of those shitball gyroids. Why couldn't it have been like a decoid? Those are the best gyroids. Followed by like lullaboids. Or what's the ones that look like bald people that just scream? Howloids. Those ones are goofy. Gyroids are cool. I really like them a lot. Animal Crossing, such a cool game. The original Animal Crossing on GameCube, I spent months out of months just rewatching, like, press release trailers and reading reviews and stuff, and because it just seemed like such an interesting game. And I finally did get a copy. I got it the day before my birthday. It was like an early birthday present, so I was so happy, but it was like, I got it at 9 o'clock, so of course there's nothing going on in Animal Crossing at the time, so I just did my work for Tom Nook and just wandered around and looked at stuff. And then it was my birthday, and I got, actually going back to the start of this, I got an NES copy of Balloon Fight from Pierce and Pearl, my 2 favorite villagers. And like my favorite Animal Crossing NES game, so it all comes together. Let's not catch a sea bass. They're everywhere, and they're awful, and they make me sad. It's... I want to say Apollo? I like the eagles, too, because, of course, my favorite, I think this guy's got a running quest for this guy. But I don't know what it is. My favorite villager is Pierce, so I try to get all the eagles and stuff. And whenever I start like an Animal Crossing world, I like reset it thousands of times over until I get Pierce and Pearl in my village, which is an absurdly low chance of getting any one specific villager, let alone two, but they're my favorites, so they're totally worth it. I just wish there was like a way to make it so that specific villagers didn't move away, whereas it's basically just random, which I never liked. I mean, the newer ones, they kind of fixed that, but now there's no way to catch it. Now without changing areas, this is a really bizarrely designed village. But I guess we snooped and figured out what their homemade people were like, and they were all crap. And you know, I'd be half tempted to leave this village alone if they just left the top left house vacant, because that's the best house. But they didn't, so I'm probably going to erase it and just make my own. But I guess that makes it more mine than anything anyway. So shoutouts to, I have no idea what your name was, but whoever originally owned this game. Here's to you. Here's to your village. One last tour. Actually, it'd be really cool if whoever previously owned this game did see this little tour I did before I probably delete it and make my own. Well, now I kind of feel bad about doing that, too. Animal Crossing is just an awesome game. There we go. Notice there's a little bit of delay when catching fish. But overall, you know, I like my Japanese little import collection. I'd like to expand on it. I took a look at like a full list of all the imports, and it's kind of comical to see like the differences in numbers. Because Japan had something like 90 exclusive import games, of which there's only like maybe 20 I'd like to get, but North America had something like 40 to 50, and Europe had 5, and one of them wasn't even exclusive because it was released in North America, just slightly reskinned. So, you guys got 4 exclusive games? Oh, awesome. It's a catfish. You guys got 4 games, and 3 of them, ooh, shrine. I want to pay money. This is not a wishing well, this is a shrine. Huh, neat. Can I pay money to it? But, you guys got 4 exclusive games up in the UK, and the rest of Europe and everything. And, 3 of them were sports games. Like, one was a soccer game, one was a baseball game, one was a soccer management simulator game, and the last one was a Looney Tunes platformer called, I think it was called Taz Express. I'd like to kind of, ooh, it's Camo Frog. Hello, Camo Frog. It hasn't been probably years since you've seen me. And no, I'm not sounding like a different person or like I have a completely different language I'm speaking. Why would you insinuate that? You're crazy. But, yeah, Taz Express. The only non-sports European exclusive N64 game. I kind of want a copy, though, because just to say I've got a PAL exclusive game that isn't a sports game, because, I mean, I'm not that big on sports games, really. Unless they're weird sports games like Sanrio Smash, or like, what was it, Mutant League Soccer or whatever. The Mutant League games were kind of neat. But, for the most part, sports aren't really my thing. And I've played enough football in my life to, know I can't stand football, so pretty much all the, PAL exclusive, sports games are out, because I don't want to play any more football. Ever. The music. I love all the, just, ambient tracks to this game. Like, the music when it's raining is fantastic. I remember a website that just had like a radio of all like the MP3s of just like the background town themes, and I regret not knowing what website that was, because that was a cool fan site that had them. And I like just listening to the background music. Like the rainy theme, as I said, is a song I really like in this game. Let's put our fish up, and I just bumped the mic, sorry. Oop, no, I wanna put that fish there. And I wanna put that fish there. And I wanna put that fish there. And now, this guy got a homemade aquarium that he didn't ask for. He looks so excited. And with that, I think I'll leave this Japanese N64 thing to its conclusion. I hope you enjoyed it. I don't know what this is, but okay. I think that's good night. And I'll see you next time. Peace out, Internet.